Hey everyone, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil, and it's time to talk more person of interest. And we had a fun episode last week. We introduced this new adversary, some sort of hacking genius named Root, a mysterious female. That's all we really know about her. She's got black nail polish, so she's probably goth. And but other than that, we know nothing about her. But she's found a worthy adversary in Finch, and she knows a little bit about him. She knows at least his name, Harold. So, are we going to see her rise up again sometime soon, or is she going to go on the back burner? We're meeting so many really interesting characters throughout the course of this show, whether there are persons of interest or the adversaries in a lot of these stories, and enough of them are still out there that there's real potential for them to come back. Whether it's we've got all these potential allies, and Zoe's the first one that we actually sort of made use of last episode. But we've met doctors and lawyers and judges, and there's a lot of people we can call on for the right help and in the right situation now. But we've also know about active enemies out there, whether it's Elias or Root or the CIA or there's so many possibilities for story already, and we're only really halfway through season 1. So I'm really, the options are almost endless already, and any episode could be any mix and match combination of those things or a completely new standalone story. I'm excited about this episode because this episode is called Wolf and Cub. And for those of you that may not be familiar, I know all about Wolf and Cub, but I've never actually read the original source material. It's a Japanese manga, I believe. I think there was also an anime version of the story, but it's this classic idea, this classic storyline, and Wolf and Cub may have done it first. I'm sure variations on it predated it, but it's the old grizzled man, wholly unsuited to be a parent, forced to look after a young child on a journey. And it's a repeating motif that generates some really cool stories. The Last of Us is a classic. Mandalorian and Obi-Wan Kenobi both use the trope. True Grit, Logan, the Wolverine movie. There's a ton of them out there, and they're often really, really touching stories. So I could see Reese being one half of that Wolf and Cub combo. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if we have a person of interest who's a child in this episode that needs protecting. But this show's also doing a pretty good job of throwing in some twists and turns that are unexpected. For network television especially, it's not formulaic, and I appreciate that. So I'm really curious to see what this one's all about. Let's jump into it. Episode 14 of Season 1, Wolf and Cub.
Victim or perpetrator, if your number's up, we'll find you.
Yeah. That last shot in the opening credits is always unique to the episode. So there was the kid kicking around in that one.
It's my brother. They shot him. Please, send someone.
We're sorry. All circuits are busy at this time.
Here. Safe to be back.
That hacker must have gotten to you.
Only the paranoid survive. I'll need to rebuild all my systems from scratch. New number.
Even with the library offline.
His name is Darren McGrady, 14 years old. That's his last known address. You better get started.
So that is curious, that the machine's still churning away, our access to the machine is still open, even with the library shut down.
Any chance your machine gave us the number a few days late?
No.
To get inside Darren's apartment?
The library may have been compromised, but
Nod
I can
to
assure you
Japanese
that the machine
cinema.
was not.
Excellent.
Whatever happened there, Darren's situation
Maybe
must
Wolf
be
and Cub was
ongoing.
a live action film.
Travis McGrady took 2 shots to the chest, point blank. 3 black males were seen fleeing the building.
I need to track him down.
Hey, you ever gonna tell me exactly how you and your friend pick the people you're chasing?
He doesn't know.
Don't you have something more high profile to work on? Like that guy who's kneecapping everybody.
Chief of D's wants to polish Comstat numbers.
He's working the late shift at the Thighs and Fries. Got into an altercation with 3 males over some waitress. I figured they left the restaurant. They followed Travis on his way home from work. You know the rest. But they took his work hat.
Waitress give a description, anything.
In that neighborhood.
If they think Darren saw anything that night, they'll be looking to silence him next. Excuse me. Lisa?
Took his work hat.
I'm looking for Darren McGrady, Travis's little brother.
I'm sorry. I can't help you.
I know you're afraid. The guys that killed Travis may be coming after Darren now. I need your help tracking them down. You won't have to give me a name. Just point me in the right direction.
You fit right in at the comic book store. They hang out there.
He's Batman. They're comic book thugs.
Hey, good to see you again. All right? Say hi to your mom.
Handing out free comics.
Being a superhero is not about a cape or a cowl. It's
No
about
capes.
protecting your fellow man, looking out for him, or no one else will. All right, look at the detail on that.
Oh, the guy took his hat.
Excuse you.
Finch, I got eyes on Darren.
Take off that hat.
Who you think you're talking to, shorty?
Oh, he's going out for revenge.
Want me to show you how to use that thing, little man?
Yo, man, what the hell you doing, man? Get off of me. Yo,
I won't miss.
give that back.
Drop your phone.
Where you going?
Gotta get him somewhere safe. Sorry.
I'm taking your squad car. I'd be so fed up with him if I was Carter.
It's a nice piece. Where'd you get the cash?
On the TV.
Saw you play the trumpet. Guessing you pawned that too.
My brother wanted me to go to music school. So I'm wearing that hat like it was some type of scout. It wasn't right.
I'll take care of it.
How?
This is Detective Fusco. He's a friend.
Oh, hell no.
What's your problem, Half-Pint?
Man, you're a dirty cop all day long.
All right, look.
He's not wrong.
She takes in strays all the time.
I'm not
Someone
a
named
stray.
Astro in this episode.
You'll be safe here.
Kids into the samurai stuff.
DNA always tells the truth.
Takes 3 months to get those results back, so phone call now.
Phone's busted.
Can't hold me if you can't charge me.
You'll get out of here when I take you to your arraignment.
You're trying to reach your friend Brick?
Did I just get paid off by someone?
These guys aren't street thugs, Finch. They've got some kind of operation.
Mr. Wren, a man is here to see you, Mr. Ingram.
Of course, bring him in, please. Will, how are you?
Mr. Wren? Are all his last names bird names?
Find anything interesting?
One or two things I'm sure he would have wanted you to have, except for this.
Day 1, The Machine, February 24th, 2005.
It's interesting, isn't it? There's still one person who I think of who might know. You probably know her too. Felicia Corwin?
No, I don't think so. Have you been in contact with her?
She moved to this remote town in West Virginia. It's the only place in the U.S. that doesn't have cell phones or wireless internet.
Let's get out of here.
Ingram. I'll have to remember. Ingram.
You're kidding me. When?
Kid bolted.
What are we gonna do about this kid?
We're gonna go to Ferdy's
I
bar.
think I know where you might be headed. Why not let the kid go?
And if I don't?
Yo, now that was some straight up Shaolin and Wu-Tang whoop ass.
You gotta promise me that you'll stop looking for these guys. It's too dangerous for you out there.
You get him.
I figured it out. You're a Ronin.
A Ronin?
Yeah.
Samurai for hire.
It's like a samurai with no master.
I'm not for hire.
You can't stop me from going after them. But I have a better chance with you there.
If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it my way. That means no killing.
I'll take the quarter.
This is my going rate.
All right, man.
That's cute.
Deal.
Step 1, observe. The most efficient way to lose a fight is to act without knowing your enemy.
Okay, so they're running protection.
It's all there, 300.
That's protection. Where's the rest?
Oh, come on, guys. If the state found out I was selling those tickets, I'd lose my legit lottery business.
The cops know about this, or they just don't care?
Probably giving them a cut to turn a blind eye.
You short Andre? You lose a lot more.
Who's Andre?
Hurry up, Pops.
Let's just steal their ride.
That was step 2, kid.
I'm not sure I'm in favor of your troubling arrangement with young Darren.
I'm not sure I'm in favor of our troubling arrangement, especially when you disappear on mysterious business.
GPS is up, Mr. Reese.
Step 3?
To impose your will on your enemy, make for their weak points.
Talking art of war.
Meet me at Andre's. Big money run tonight.
Steps 4 and 5, find the boss and figure out how to hurt him. Come on.
What's the story on that banger you're holding?
I'm still collecting evidence.
You're reaching, Carter. If that kid's not arraigned by 5, I want you to kick him.
Dirty cop.
Gone home.
Damn, they got Mr. Wilcox selling those tickets, too?
I'm not sure it's that simple.
You're late.
A little car trouble, Andre.
The higher up you go, the harder it gets to tell the good guys from the bad.
What's with the beater you rolled up in?
It's my grandma's.
You gonna move $500,000 of my money in that
That's
piece?
why we got it, Andre.
Well, step 6, man.
Well, that's the fun part. Come on.
Taking the money.
Trent, ain't that your ride?
Dang. Grandma's beater.
Found your car.
Too old for airbags.
Where'd you dump the gun?
What gun?
The gun you used to kill Travis McGrady.
Travis, who?
If I were Andre, I'd assume you stole every dime. So the only way you're gonna survive is if you come back with every last dime.
All right, let's start burning the money.
20,000 of it.
Chimney. Top of my grandma's building.
So they didn't even ditch it. They just stashed it. Dumb.
He was such a lovely man.
Just wish I'd known him better. I was hoping you could tell me.
Are you really sure you want to know? IFT was about to fail. Your dad's investments had backfired.
The company's
He came to me
IFT?
for help.
I persuaded the government to bail
French
him
has
out.
ZFT. ZFT.
Why drink champagne? And what does it mean, the machine?
Let it go, Will.
Sounds just like my Uncle Harold.
Who's he?
Oh.
My dad's best friend, Harold Wren.
I have to go. I'm sorry I couldn't be more help.
She's scared of Finch, I think.
This was out of my control. Force majeure is not covered by our protection. Our associates blame you for this debacle. Fix it.
Not a bright move, Detective. Release the suspect now.
You got him, kid. It's over. Got the evidence.
What about Andre? He's still out there.
Andre didn't kill your brother.
He just has the blame.
Then what? The corrupt cops and the politicians that let them operate, it won't bring him back.
I just released him 10 minutes ago.
Bricks on the street?
Womack forced my hand.
I'll get you the gun, along with a kid.
Batman!
You're gonna say I told you so.
Shit security here.
That's a kid. We got something to talk about, right? You and me.
Relax, Finch. It's beanbag rounds. Riot ammo. On my signal, you're gonna cut the power to the building. That was a signal, Finch.
Seems like a hell of a scope for close quarters shotgun work.
I get it.
But okay.
I do. My man took someone from you, so you had to take him from me. So you go ahead and pull that trigger. Man, come on, come on. I thought that might happen.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that?
Kneecap, kneecap. I know, they're just riot rounds. So we can actually do body shots this time.
NYPD, drop your weapon!
Get down, kid!
Let's go!
Fusco saved the kid. Fusco get hit.
You okay?
Yeah, just beat you.
You get shot in the butt.
You know what? Whatever you gotta
You
say,
totally
say.
got shot in the
Nah,
ass.
man, actually, I just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome, kid.
And the job's come up in Sudan.
I'll be sorry to lose you again.
Sudan. Doctors Without Borders?
Did she tell you what you wanted to know?
It's kind of hard to believe he was just an ordinary guy, made mistakes like everybody else.
Fosco tells me they got a lead on a foster family. I looked into them. They're good people.
And if they aren't?
I'll take care of it. Still on the clock.
Hey, don't worry, man. Someday, you'll find a home, too.
Any news on that other thing?
Yeah. He's got so many illnesses, I don't even know where to start. Oldest one I could find is a Harold Wren.
Ingram. Graduated from the same class as Wren.
Yeah, except I did a little more digging. Wren was a false identity, too.
Only the paranoid survive.
Mitigate, subvert, monitor.
Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode.
Nope, no more episodes. Another good episode. I mean, this one very much feels like a standalone. Pardon me. This one very much feels as a standalone episode, and that we're not going to see our kid again, but we're learning more about the corruption in the city. We've seen that corrupt captain before. He and Fusco have history. And he's got a fairly large criminal organization that he's involved with, including this Andre in Crown Heights. But at least that little cell got shut down in this episode. It's weird watching an episode like this, because it feels so tame compared to one of my favorite shows, period, The Wire, which, you know, has a very similar inner city, corrupt cops, street life milieu, but it just feels so raw and genuine and more convoluted, more complex, many more shades of gray. And I get why we're not doing that on network television, but it sets such a high bar for any other show putting itself in the same story space. And so, you know, the whole time I'm watching this, I'm just like, man, The Wire did it better. The Wire did it better. The Wire did it better. Which isn't to say this isn't good. It's just when you know that there's something else out there that's like a proper work of art, you can't help but compare and contrast, and it's not always a positive contrast. But what I really like about this episode is the B story that we're going for. My face blindness is coming back to haunt me, because the woman that our young doctor met with, I feel like she was the NSA's point person with IFT, but I can't be 100% certain. But if we've seen those flashbacks when she, if it is her, when she was dealing with Nathan Ingram, I'm going to start using that name instead of Goodwin, but she went back in 2004, 2005, when he was demonstrating what the machine can do. She was in those meetings. She knows him. She's got history. She's got a cover story in place to explain what this stuff that Will found is. But I do find it interesting Does she know Finch or a Harold Wren for that matter? Does she just suspect that Ingram had a partner? Because she moved to the one place in America that doesn't have cell service or internet, which makes me think she's frightened of the machine. She wants to avoid the machine. She doesn't want to be monitored. She knows exactly what it's capable of. And she moved to the one place where she may be safe from it. And what does that mean? That means we're going to get some more backstory. We know that the machine flagged her deputy director or her boss as a person of interest back in the flashbacks. I'm looking forward to learning what happened there. Because, yeah, there's a lot more story there that we just haven't learned yet. I'm very curious what that all turns into. And I also love, we've got Fusco and Carter in our back pockets, but they don't yet know that they're both helping our team. And on top of that, we've got Reese using Fusco to check out Finch. And honestly, I'm a little surprised that Finch hasn't been aware that Fusco's been tailing him. Because Fusco doesn't seem like... It's always hard to film somebody tailing somebody else without it looking like they're being tailed, and therefore if you have a lot of faith that the person being tailed should be able to spot a tail, then they should be able to spot what's happening on screen, if you're following me. So, in my mind, Finch knows that Fusco's following him, and yet he's allowing this information to be found. Reese is learning about Finch's past. His primary name was Harold Wren from the time he was a sophomore at MIT until sometime with IFT. Interesting that the I mean, sometimes the world just aligns weirdly because IFT and ZFT from Fringe, shows that have started at about the same time. Anyway, my mind races when there's weird connections like that, even though they're probably just pure coincidence. Don't mistake coincidence for fate, right? So does Finch know he's being followed? Probably not. But in my mind, I wouldn't be at all surprised if that twist is coming. But it does mean Reese is learning more about our man, and we're also learning that Wren isn't his real identity either. He was someone else before that, and the format seems to be Harold plus bird name. If we're going from Wren to Finch, lots of little songbirds, right? So was he Harold Chickadee before that, or Harold Canary, Harold Oriole? Who knows? Something's gonna be right. But maybe we'll learn more about that. We just, we get these throwaway lines from like Fusco, like, oh, he's got so many aliases. Well, tell us some of them for frick's sakes. But no, we're not there yet. It's this backstory stuff that elevates this show from being just a straight procedural, and it's the stuff I appreciate most. And it's the stuff, as much as I enjoy the procedural elements, it's the other stuff that adds depth to this show, and it's the stuff that I'm paying the most attention to, and the stuff that I'm most intrigued by, and the stuff that's making me most curious about what's coming next. We picked up right where we left off on this episode, and Root is still a concern. Where we had to like rebuild the system so that Root can't break in again, and yet you know that they're going to cross paths with her again, and maybe at some point we're actually going to find out who Root is. But yeah, man, I'm excited for more. I'm really enjoying the ride. I can't wait for next week. Thank you guys for your support with this show. I love reading all your comments. Don't forget to do all the other fun stuff that helps the algorithm know that you're liking what you're seeing here on Neil Talks. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy, We'll see you soon. Cheers.